Legacy. Claressa Shields submits her legacy as GWOAT, dope woman's athlete, boxing legend already. In her 10th fight, she becomes a 3-division champion. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It does help the channel, and I appreciate it. And stay tuned. I have a interview with Claressa Shields that I hadn't upload, and I'll just attach it to this video since we're talking about the GWOAT. Claressa Shields, she beat Habazin in a dominant victory for her on Showtime. She was the main event. First of all, I want to start off with her ring walk. She came out to "Who Run the World, Girl," the Beyonce joint, and she was so calm. I was very impressed. I mean, obviously she's a 2-time gold medalist, so I expect that. But it's crazy to see these fighters, Floyd Mayweather, Claressa Shields, etc., and they come out and walk out and they're so calm, whereas the average person would seemingly have jitters and nerves and stuff like that. She was calm. She was dancing. She had a dope like her attire, her outfit, and I think boxing needs to get back to that with the ring walks. I really like the Deontay Wilder ring walks, Swift Jared Hurd versus J-Rock ring walks, Errol Spence and Dallas versus Mikey Garcia, Claressa Shields last night. I mean, it was just dope stuff. It was in Atlantic City, New Jersey, headlining Showtime. I mean, she just continues to knock down doors and do well for herself in her career and move the needle for female sports in general. So shout out to Claressa Shields. I'm not going to spend too much time breaking down the fight because there really is nothing to break down. The only thing that was broke down was Habazin, and that was by Claressa Shields. What I did like is the pairing between John David Jackson and Claressa Shields. He has her in there working, throwing hands. And this particular fight, she opened up with a really vicious body attack, and she threw a lot of punches. And it sucks because the women's talent pool is not necessarily the same as the men. Everybody knows that. But what Claressa Shields is doing is crazy. She's 10 fights in, and she's in multiple weight classes. She's dropping down in weight to pursue challenges. Her body is looking good in the lighter weight division. She's not, what I'm saying? A lot of times people move up over time. She's going down to pursue the big fights. And with 10 fights, she's already a 3-division champion. That's the fastest that any professional boxer has ever done that. So, just like Claressa Shields is the only American, male or female, to have 2 Olympic gold medals. Ukraine, Cuba, places like that, they have like the Rigondeaux and Robisi Ramirez and Vasil Lomachenko. They have guys like that have 2 gold medals. Claressa Shields is the only one from America, male or female, with that 2-peated and is a 2-time Olympic gold medal winner, and that's crazy. So she's just really picking up where she left off as an amateur, and this is great to see. Her confidence is growing, her performances are growing. I think the only thing I will say this that I don't really prefer, and it's not really a Claressa Shields thing, is I think women's boxing would be better and better for even the women if they had 3-minute rounds. That's the only thing that kills me, because there were some rounds, like, I don't know the exact round. Let's say round 8, right? Round 9, something like that. And Claressa Shields started dogging her opponent. And she almost doesn't have enough time. Like, the 2 minutes just is crazy. I mean, I don't know about what it feels like for the fighters. It probably feels like longer. But watching it, it's like, it's hard to create the same dispositions and necessarily stop somebody when you have less time. And there was points in this fight where it was kind of close. It looked like it was getting close, like to a stoppage or maybe another knockdown, because Claressa Shields did have a knockdown. But the round ended. It's just hard to work. So I think 3-minute rounds would be good. Even if they did, me personally, I would rather have it like the UFC. You know how the UFC championship fights have 5-minute rounds, but less of them. I would rather even see 10 3-minute rounds rather than 12 2-minute rounds. You get what I'm saying? Because you have a little bit more time to work in the fight. You have more time to get something done, maybe push for the stoppage. And I think it'll be good for the females to condition themselves like that. So I don't know unilaterally. I think I want to say Senicia Estrada and Marlon Esparza might have been 3 rounds. So I don't know exactly how it works with women's boxing, why some of them and most of them are not quite so much. But especially for the champion like Claressa Shields, because she's a dog, I think having that extra minute to work, she'll increase her knockout percentage. She's like 10-0, 2 knockouts. I think she can get even more done and, just ultimately be better, and then it'll make her more sellable. So that's my only thing, and that's not really a Claressa Shields issue. It's, whatever, sanctioning bodies or whatever. But Habazin, she was just kind of hanging on, and she tried, but she was tough. That was about it. She was getting dragged by Claressa Shields. That's just what it was. She just had to absorb a lot of punishment. She had never been knocked down till Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields just got that mean streak. She said before the fight that she was going to Deontay Wilder Habazin. Meaning like, we know what Deontay Wilder come to do, so you know what that means, and you can infer what she's referring to, right? I like what I'm seeing from Claressa Shields. I like the confidence. I like the switch to John David Jackson. It was an A performance. She did what she wanted. Great walkout, increased body attack. It looked like she built from the Christina Hammer fight, and she's just continuing to build. Now people saying she might go to MMA, make some more money, make a splash there, and fight Amanda Nunes, or maybe do a tune-up type of fight in the MMA and the goal towards Amanda Nunes. I'm not mad at it, because they don't treat these females and the women's boxers right in boxing. And, how Chavez Jr. get $3-4 million to quit versus Jacobs have to surrender $1 million of his purse to not make weight. You know what I'm saying? Because he missed weight by 5 pounds. But Claressa Shields is dropping back in weight and like reversing the clock, which is hard to do, and keep dropping down in weight classes. And she's doing stuff like that, disciplining herself, eating right, and coming in mean shape, and having stamina, and making it all click. And she ain't getting $2, $3, $4 million for her fights, most likely, But I do like what Showtime's doing, and just giving her the opportunity to shine as a main event, and treating her right. This is 2020, and I like to see both genders the men get to eat all the time, so let the women eat as well. And that's basically my thoughts. One thing that I will add that was really strange, if you watch this fight and how well Claressa Shields did versus Habazin, and how poorly, she wasn't really able to get off the block, is leading into the final round, Habazin's corner, and I tweeted this, they said something extremely weird to me. They said something to the effect of, this is the final round. You got to just go out there and be smart. It's a tough fight. She's going to come out with everything in this final round, and you got to just hold on and don't do anything foolish. They said something to this effect to Habazin in the corner, and I thought that was poor corner advice and extremely weird to hear a corner who's clearly losing, right? And they said, you fought like a real warrior. She's going to come out, she being Claressa Shields, she's going to come out real aggressive here. So just be careful. I thought there was no pep in their step, no sense of urgency for a fighter who's being shut out. And it was almost laughable because the advice they were giving Habazin seemed like advice that you would maybe hear from Claressa Shields' corner. Like, hey, you won this whole fight. You know, you dropped her. She's going to come out like a raging bull. She's going to come out like a whirlwind. So just be smart. Don't do anything dumb. They were talking like she was Claressa Shields. That was really weird. One thing that from watching boxing for years, that I hate, absolutely hate, is ill-advised corner advice. Like, you know, I'm not trying to sound like I'm better or whatever, but I don't like when corners lie to their corner. They're talking to Habazin like all she got to do to retain her title, even though she wasn't a champion. You know what I'm saying? They're making it like she's the champion, and all she has to do to retain her title is coast this next round. I'm like, she needs a knockout to win, and you talking to her like she the champ, and she just has to be cool, calm, and calculated. That was really weird because Claressa Shields had recently been dogging her, and it got to the point where Habazin was smothering her own work and fighting off the rope. It was like she wanted to make it look like she was coming full throttle, but she was like nullifying her own work, smothering her own work, and trying to get in close and clinch. She even got warned for holding, these types of things. So I kind of felt like, as she felt the wrath of Claressa Shields, she was more content and resigned to just be like, you know, she got this. I'm just not going to get knocked out. That's what I felt. Like she was just happy not getting knocked out, and kind of giving the impression that she was going full throttle and giving it her all. But, you know, she was never going to win doing what she was doing and how she was doing it. That's just my own personal opinion. But Jaron Ennis, he stopped Ayubov, who's from Kazakhstan, 14-2-1. He also, just like Claressa Shields' opponent, I don't think he had ever tasted canvas, but he did in this fight, and he got dropped twice in the opening round. And I think Ennis, he looked good. You know, he looked technical. Philly got one. You know, they got one. He's been touted. He's like a cult favorite. He's not at the point where he's mainstream right now. Obviously, he was aggressive, so he got hit a little bit being aggressive towards Ayubov. He was tough, and that's about it. You know, it was actually the kind of similar fights. You know, I can't really give Ayubov or Habazin really any rounds or anything, but they did what fighters are supposed to do: try to hold on, be tough for as long as you can. And then the referee stopped it. One thing I will say is, I grew up watching boxing, and Paulie Malignaggi has in the past always had good commentary in terms of my opinion. Recently, he's been way off to me. Like it's like he was kind of complaining that Ayubov got stopped, like the ref stopped it, and I didn't really understand it. And it to me, it's been seeming like there's been a lot of fighters, and they've all been black, and I don't know, you know, I'm not putting that on him, but a lot of power punchers that have fought, and Paulie Malignaggi seems like super critical of them, and they're like winning and knocking people out. Like he was real critical of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Gamboa, you know, Boots Ennis over Ayubov, Wilder versus Brazil. Credit to Brazil. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's giving credit to Brazil, and then Brazil get stretched, and then he's like in the middle of talking, and you know, Brazil get knocked out, drop like a sack of potatoes. It's just real weird what I'm hearing from Paulie Malignaggi, you know, on these Showtime press conferences. Like he just seems like he's not favoring power punchers or something, or guys that are looking powerful, strong, and, you know, brute force. It's like his career, he wasn't a noted puncher like that, so he's catering or feeling the guy who's not looking impressively offensively. You know, it's just weird. You know, I don't know. You guys in the comment section, let me know what you take from it. But I'm not gonna. Some people are overly like criticizing Jaron Ennis and saying he got to do this. Man, he ain't got to do shit. All you got to do is keep doing. He's definitely a person on the radar of mine. I'm not gonna overly criticize him because he won and he dominated. He got 2 knockdowns in the opening round, and I watched Ayubov. He was on, I think, a DAZN Triple G undercard. Yeah, I think it was a Golovkin undercard because they're both from Kazakhstan. And I also had seen him fight my dude Kareem Mayfield. And, you know, he's tough. He's tough, rugged, and, you know, he comes to fight, and he gave Kareem Mayfield a tough fight. And you have Ennis, who batters him. So why would I spend a bunch of time and, you know, overly critique? That's what's wrong with boxing commentary. I feel people are overly critiquing situations and fights like this, but they have less to say for guys like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You know, why am I going to critique Jaron Ennis and then people act like it's to be expected with Chavez Jr.? You know, I think we got to bring the focus back on boxing. Ennis did what he was supposed to based on who he's supposed to be, and that's how I seen it. So shout out to him. Let me know what you guys think. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. But I wanted to make this video. I had a migraine last night. It was killing me. So I was like, man, I gotta, like, the light, it felt like pressure behind my eyes. So I wanted to make this video, even if it's later than I intended. But shout out to Claressa Shields and Ennis. We got two people to watch for sure. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.
Not Bessa Williams here, Girl of Empire here. It's so many actors and rappers here. This is gonna be the mecca of boxing.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The main event today,
Yeah.
You had little issues making weight. You made it. Does that hurt Javante? I know he's young, so knowing that he couldn't make weight, he eventually made weight. Sensitive, he might be dehydrated. He might pick up too much performance. Is there any factor?
I think they about to come out. Okay. I think that him not making weight, it's disturbing to me because it's so many people that's behind him. He should have a chef. He should have a nutritionist. I have all these things and I ain't rich, so it don't really cost that much, and he shouldn't be coming overweight. Is it gonna affect him during a fight? No. And I say that because he's so young. He lost the pound within, I believe, the first 30 minutes of the hour. He lost it, he made weight, and I think he's gonna be just fine. But I think tonight he got a tough task on his hand with European Gambo.
You know the main event's gonna start now, so we'll let you know what things are. Wilder Terry team match, who wins?
Hopefully Wilder by KO.
You like Wilder being the Wilder importer too, where he was like timing himself?
Nah.
Oh, he got to throw a lot.
I need Wilder to throw just in case if it go on 12 rounds, because if it go 12 rounds, Tyson Fury is gonna win. But if Wilder gets a knockout, as we all know he can, he'll win. No problem. Come on, girl, let's go.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.